What up, bitches? This is your boy GMillion up in this bitch, and welcome to another review of DSP Reacts bullshit. I lost my total train of thought. Now, I'm thinking about making this a musical, but first, let me introduce my panel.
You know what they say, if you're gonna have a musical, you gotta go all the way. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Who the fuck am I with?
Raven's Dolphin, the gayest of them all.
All
That's
right.
news to me. That's news to me. I didn't know that. And I'm Parma. Hello.
Yeah, and I have the
don't do
biggest
musicals.
cock of them all. Look at my
That's
throbbing
great.
cock. Oh yeah, gets all the
Throbbing.
ladies sore. And
Sore.
God is gonna stop there.
I did not sign up for a
Yeah.
musical.
Go if you want to get slightly offended, go watch Dix the Musical in theaters Friday. Oh my God, that movie like just went far.
You had me at dicks. Ack.
All right, but we're not here to talk about a bunch of big dicks and gay people.
No, of course not.
We are here
Just
to talk
the one.
about one gay person, DSP Gaming.
Yeah.
And he admitted to this when he splurted out, I'm gay, totally gay. But
You're totally
before
gay.
he
What?
fucking spoils the movie because it's 17 minutes long, what are your thoughts with the movie? Like, what is your thoughts with the end of this amazing trilogy, Halloween's 2018, Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends? You guys more of a fan than I am, so you guys go first.
You go, Parma.
What, me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, the whole reason I even wanted to, be a part of this, and Gmail, I'm still very thankful for you having me on, was just, yeah, I mean, and I think, Raven, you understand too, like, growing up with the series, like, it is pretty cool, and I like it a lot, and I kind of have a soft spot for it, And I remember when this reboot series was announced, and thinking like, oh, who knows? Maybe it'll be cool, maybe not. I don't know. I'm being pleasantly surprised, honestly. I still think for the series, first one is best. Second one I still liked, not as good. This one is still, to me, the worst of the three. I do think it kind of goes downhill from the first one, but I still enjoyed this one. I was surprised and kind of shocked at first, but like kind of gradually really was interested in the direction that they wanted to go with this, the different direction of the story. It was something new, and shit, man, that's a rare thing these days. They tried something new. Good on them. Yeah, maybe it wasn't the best, but if this is going to be the end of this, newer series, I thought it was a fine way to end it, and I was cool with it. The end.
I think you have to look at it as a whole, and as a whole, it's fine. Like, there's still glaring plot holes about everything, but it's fine for what it was. I enjoyed this series. Like, I'm glad it's over, or as over as it can be, Like, this seems definitive, but you know these things. Like, Jason went to hell and he's back. He went to space and they froze him, and like, you never know. But that's not the point either. This is a slasher movie. This is a horror movie. There's no, and it's supposed to give you false sense of reality, and it does. And it's not how I like how it gets there. The journey, it was worth the time.
I don't know.
Agreed.
To me, it was kind of a slow start.
Very slow.
Did not realize it was gonna go the way it did until it got there, but it's different, like Parma said. Definitely like the second one better. If this one had more killing in the beginning of the movie, I would enjoy it more, but it was more story building, world building at the end of a movie than it should be just focus on ending the trilogy, you know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
So what are your guys' scores?
As a whole or just this movie?
Just this movie.
It's 2. I know people are like, they're all 2. But there's glaring things that I didn't really like about this. Like there was some it just leaves not loose ends, just they were trying to go for something and then they just kind of just kill it dead. That makes sense?
Yeah. What about you, Parma?
This goes for the series as a whole. This goes for all 3. Again, you know, it's kind of tricky that we can't do halves or whatever. I do think this is, you know, I do think 2018 is the best, and then kills and then ends in order of goodness. But this is still a 3 for me because, and maybe it's just me being sentimental, it has ultimately all three of these movies have, which is like heart for the characters and, you know, a willingness to kind of look deeper into what, you know, made Michael Myers and the characters around him, you know, have the potential to be really interesting and really worth looking into. So just for me, it's still a 3.
Right.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't want, he probably's going to talk about it later, but it's like, yeah, this ends. Sorry.
Yeah. It's literally
Spoiler
in the
alert.
fucking title. Like this ends. And I'm going to give this movie a 2 because it does have issues. Definitely, I like it better than the first one. The first one does have a lot of action and shit like that more than this one, but it's just the first one is just cheesy. And me personally, I just don't know the fan service of the first one. I know Raven told me a bunch of nods to the first one that I probably would understand more if I did watch the originals, but I didn't. So
not even original. All you would have to watch was the very first one, which I still recommend you do at some point.
Yeah, I'll probably watch the original
on a lazy afternoon or whatever.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna give it a 2 because of that, and my ranking overall is kills, ends, and 18. So,
wow.
Any other thoughts before we get into this bullshit?
I kind of agree with you.
All right, let's go.
We got 17 minutes of this fucking nonsense.
All right, we got to put our bets in. History bets.
Absolutely.
How many minutes? 5? I'm going 5.
5. I'm gonna say yeah. We'll see if you learn anything.
I will say because he's already done it at the beginning.
I mean, he already spoiled what he thinks about it.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm gonna say more 3. We'll stick with my 3 theme.
I mean, he thinks that if he does this, you know, like, oh, it worked for Homefront. I'm like, yeah, it worked for Homefront.
Yeah, YouTube was a different beast back then.
YouTube was different, and also wasn't the whole million views just because of one motherfucker like watched the video or told people about it, and then a bunch of people saw it?
I don't know the story of that. Someone else.
Yeah, it was on Reddit.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, it was a Reddit thing or something, and it was like, it wasn't just straight up look of the algorithm combined with light notoriety.
Yeah, but that's that's how YouTube video should be shared on social media. People like it and share it on other platforms.
The point is he got fucking lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
And that ain't gonna happen like that anymore. That's not gonna happen like that anymore.
No, too many people hate him. So this title is Bad Ending, bad movie, or both? Halloween Ends,
Bad
DSP
streamer,
Reacts movie reviews.
bad editor, bad gamer, or all of the above. Bad scammer. Fuck you, DSP.
All right, let's go. Is this even playing? Yeah, it's playing.
This sucks. There's not even sound. Like, god damn it.
And then you have that 2
What's
seconds
going on,
of not.
everyone? Phil here, and welcome.
You guys have sound or no?
Yes.
Yeah,
we're
I
good.
hear him.
Oh, okay. I
I
thought
hear him. There
Parma
should
said.
be.
To
No,
my
there's no
third
sound,
and
as
final
in there
review
should be fucking
of
sound
the
in that
Halloween
title.
trilogy of movies.
There was
Right.
a
Which
faint
started
sound.
in 2018 and just ended last
Okay,
year.
well, I guess I
Halloween
Pause a
Ends.
second. Sorry. I'm just so sick of looking at this.
looking at this and then seeing like Mario right there. It's like Michael Myers is looking at Mario.
Trying to
He's
kill
like,
him.
he's
Yeah.
like, hey. It's like
Yeah.
him and Bowser are on the same side, and they're like, yeah, let's kill Mario.
Yeah, and
Mario's
Mo-
like,
And
This is a
DSP's a
soul
dipshit.
spoon.
He doesn't know how to do this correctly.
It should be on the other side. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what side it is, but like,
or
or
just have
move
a
it
different
down.
backdrop. Actually use the goddamn fucking green screen for once in your fucking life, and
Yeah,
put
use the
some
green
effort.
screen. Get a movie
Make a
poster.
different backdrop to signify to people this is not my usual stuff. It's something different.
And
But no.
I'll keep saying it. You don't need the poster to say this is a review of Halloween Ends. We're not that stupid.
Could be
Yeah.
in the thumbnail or something. It's
The
Yeah.
thumbnail works.
Yeah, leave
yeah.
it in the thumbnail. Actually, create a thumbnail, not
Yes.
create a thumbnail, because that's fucking lazy. There was no thumbnail in this movie, in this video.
Nope,
in
of course there isn't.
2022. It's been a heck of a ride
Can't
this
be
month
asked.
watching all three of these movies. Never had I seen anything of them. Never had I watched them before. And finally getting a chance to go through these three and review them for you guys has been a fun
That's
ride.
why you review.
Now we're heading to the end of October and
Review
I'm moving on
them.
to other things. I'm watching other movies and things. And
Okay,
it's good
pause
to
for a second. Why the fuck are you saying it like this?
Every time I review a movie, I always start by saying, I've never seen this until I just watched it. Like, no fucking shit.
I'm gonna be
You-
moving on to other things. Like, the fuck does that mean? Like, are you going on a cruise? Where the fuck are you going?
I'm giving up movie review. I'm giving up streaming. I'm walking away from YouTube. Yay!
Yeah, it's just like no one gives a fuck about this. Like, get on with the program.
Yeah, get
Okay,
on
you
with the
can-
damn program. Shit.
It's like, oh, the series is over. I'm moving on to the next. It's like, well, if you're gonna keep reviewing movies, I would fucking assume you would not review all three of them again. The fuck?
Right.
Have this closure and this kind of final like resolution on what I think about this trilogy of movies. Okay? Now,
Oh, God.
I have to tell you this ahead of time. Once again, yes, I know this is the third movie in the trilogy I'm doing this. I have to spoil the movie.
Right there.
Oh,
we
we're
knew it. We knew it.
spoiling.
We knew it by the
Yeah.
timestamp. We
Spoiling.
have to spoil the movie.
We gotta spoil it, guys. No choice.
1 minute 5. Let's go.
Nothing I could do. We gotta spoil.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, guys.
There's
Nothing I can
absolutely
do,
no
gotta
way I can
spoil.
properly review Halloween Ends.
Other people do it.
Yep.
We did it.
Yep.
We kind of did it poorly. Like,
Very briefly, but yes.
yeah, because we
whatever.
know we're gonna
Yeah.
get into, like, if you watch this style video, we get into it with Phil.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
give our basic synopsis and we really get into it with him. Yeah. So, yeah, other people review movies better than you without spoiling it.
Unless I spoil major plot points of the movie, because I feel like the major plot points are the things that I need to criticize the most. So if you have not seen this movie, if you're not sure how the trilogy ended, and you don't want to be spoiled, please do not watch this review. However,
How
Pause,
are
please.
people going to know about the movie without getting a review of it? Oh, wait, watch someone else that's not going to spoil
But-
it.
Then why are we watching this in the fucking first place, idiot?
Yeah.
Very good question.
Yeah. Why watch you when we could have watched a professional do it?
Or read something, or
Aren't we here to listen to what you think about this movie?
Unfortunately, we are.
Ah.
if you're someone who already knows or you don't care about being spoiled, prepare your butts. Okay? So here's the deal.
ew.
Yeah.
Prepare
I
your
seen
butts.
the weirdest gay sex scene in a movie. Okay, we'll not go there.
Halloween 2018
Bill already did.
was an interesting rebooting of the franchise, completely ignoring anything
He
that
doesn't
happened
remember.
after the events of the first
I
movie from the
underestimated your guys
1970s.
about the history
It was
segment. He
interesting
really
to see
is
the
about to
characters
go
in
on
the
the
modern day, and how they all
Oh,
had
God.
been mentally messed up by that horrible day in the of the killing spree by Michael Myers, and to see the plot line
He don't care about any of these people.
restarted
He's like, they're
40 years
dead.
later.
Oh.
What had happened to the town? What had
Move
happened
on.
to Laurie Strode and
He
her
certainly
family?
doesn't care
It was fascinating.
about
It
this
certainly
fucking
wasn't
audience,
the
so to hear
perfect
this
movie,
explanation.
but I actually
Okay.
No, they don't.
liked the ending. Halloween Kills, the middle movie
All right, so we're in 2 minutes
of
already.
this franchise, literally
Yeah.
was the most wasted time movie I've ever seen in my life.
No,
I can
that's
tell I
Nope.
lost already.
no.
No.
One of the best movies in the trilogy. I know you guys don't agree. Parma
No,
does.
I agree.
Like I said, it is the middle for me. Like I said, for me, it goes
Yeah, I know.
worst, best, up to down. So it's still in the middle. It's still good.
Maybe it's just me, but for me, it gave me what I wanted from a horror film. Because a lot of things are happening. There's a lot of kills. Like it sets up for what's about to happen. Like the
For
first one.
me, you guys say that like the first one is too cheesy and stuff like that. It's interesting because that's how I kind of feel about the second one in terms of like the amount and like the way a lot of kills and stuff happen, and some of it really does feel like, all right, that's like a big coincidence for that to hit her. Like that's the second one for me.
Yeah.
Still enjoy it, like I said.
It just feels like the first one depended on like tropes. Like they were kind of scared to do something. So, like they would do like, oh, check over this closet. He ain't there. And then 3, 2, 1, he's there. Like that.
I mean, that's slashers
Yeah, that's true.
eternal.
All right.
That's anyway. We get.
My life. It never needed to be made. Not a single moment in that movie needed to be filmed. It was a waste of everyone's time. And if you saw
What
the
the
end of
fuck
Halloween,
do you call this
What
thing,
time?
Phil?
What time do you have,
that
Phil?
basically it made it feel
What
like
do you need
the
to-
entire trilogy of this Halloween movie
You literally watch
There's
this
no-
after your
would
stream.
all take place on the same night. First, Michael breaks out of the asylum.
There's
bus,
nobody
and he's
whose
on a
time
killing
is less
spree.
valuable
Then
than
he
Phil
breaks out of the
fucking
kill
Burnell.
house, and he's
I
off
wanna
on a
hear him talk
second
about
killing
wasting
spree.
time.
And then it seems like on the third and final movie, Laurie Strode will finally end Michael, because let's face it, at the end of Halloween Kills, she's storming out of the hospital, knife in hand, determined to say she's going to end this and kill Michael.
It was a very Halo 2
Apparently,
ending.
that's not what they were going for.
Very Halo 2 ending.
Finishing this
I'm
fight.
just very confused. Maybe you are too if you saw this movie.
No.
Because didn't it seem like that's what they
Or
were
not
going
you,
for? That this
dumbass.
was supposed to be the third movie. It's the end of the trilogy. It's the end of that night. I mean, at the end of Halloween Kills, Michael Myers goes on a killing spree, killing half of the town of Haddonfield, Illinois.
It's not
then-
half. I fucking hate how he said in the scene
It's
that he
not
keeps talking about in Halloween Kill. It's like a dozen people, maybe. It's not the whole town, half the town. It's
And
not like fuck.
And also, do we know how big Haddonfield is?
No,
It's supposed to be small, but
Yeah.
not too small.
I don't know.
I
Like
don't know.
it has a McDonald's and Pepsi. Like it can't be it can't be that small.
I mean, come on, McDonald's and Pepsi's in literally every corner of the planet. It's impossible to escape.
Yeah,
I got a McDonald's not far from me. I got Pepsi. Actually, Japan Pepsi products
It's Coke.
not a lot.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
mostly
more
it's a
Coke.
Coke
You can get
Coke.
Cokes in
There
vending
are
machines.
Pepsi though. There are Pepsi things though, and sometimes some things, but no Mountain Dew.
But
Very
it's
sad.
just
Yeah, they don't like
it's
to
just
do there.
They
right,
don't do the
it's-
Dew.
It's just you're right. It's like there was a few people that it was a mob that got together. Were like, we're gonna get Michael. The evil ends tonight. That was
It
it.
wasn't everyone. He's like the whole fucking town. Like no, it was a big-ish group, probably a dozen people. It wasn't the whole fucking town. It wasn't half the fucking town. And this dude's watching it on his little stupid ass 6S, thinking, "Dude, like, you can't fucking see shit. You don't know what's happening anyway."
Yeah.
And killing Laurie Strode's daughter. So you would think, this is it, the big revenge plot, the finale, the end. But
Yeah.
that's not what this movie is.
Finishing this
So,
fight.
It's confusing at first. I wonder if I thought maybe I'd started watching the wrong movie, honestly.
He probably
And
thought
then I
so
started
too.
making parallels to a few other movies. So bear with me here. Halloween Ends opens with a completely different plot line. There is a new character introduced named Corey, who in 2019, the year after the Michael Myers return killing spree,
Right.
he's
All right, so around 4 minutes or so, about 3:40.
babysitting, and during this situation where he's babysitting,
Well, I guess
he accidentally
average between the two of
murders
us.
a child. It's not his fault. It's a complete accident. But because of this, now everyone hates his guts. He's now become the outcast
someone
of
we
the
know.
town. Everyone points to him and says, "That's the freak who killed the kid." Even though it wasn't intentional, everyone hates this guy.
He's like the freak that
almost
killed
like they've turned this
Let's
kid
Plays.
Corey
That's you.
into the new Michael Myers. Like he's the new hated guy in the town. The teenagers around town try to bully him and mess with him.
Should we let him cook?
Up to you.
Let's let him cook.
Everyone hates this guy's guts. He's basically the outcast. Even his family is completely dysfunctional. Okay, so
Possibly. I mean, wouldn't you be the outcast if something like that happened and people don't know?
Yeah.
It's funny because this is another mirror moment for Phil, where somebody should just hold a mirror up. He's like, he's the outcast, and everyone hates him, and it's like, that sound like.
Right.
And his family, his mother seems ashamed for
Yep.
what he did.
I think-
His
I think-
father.
But she loves her boy. She loves her boy right there. It's like, don't you understand that, Philly boy?
Yep. Yeah. That's
She
the thing.
knows
It's
that
like
he's
I
a
saw
fuck
the
up,
mom
or
character
he-
in this movie, and it's like, is that Linda?
what on earth does this have to do with this Halloween trilogy of movies? Well,
You gotta watch the movie to find out, Phil.
perhaps
Yes.
you've seen some of these slasher films over the years. There is a classic plot line, and the plot line is thus: because of the trauma caused, because of the psychological damage caused, because of all these things that are happening in
You
some kind
stop
of a small
moving
town,
cause.
there's someone else
God, dude, he just can't sit
who
still.
ends up turning into a serial killer. This has happened in other franchises. I remember they tried this in Friday the 13th, was it? Didn't they even try this once with Halloween back in the day? I mean, I don't remember exactly,
Yes,
but I know
Season
I've
of
seen
the
a lot
Witch.
slasher flicks, and I know this plot has
well,
been used.
there was Season of the Witch, and then there was also, did you ever watch Curse of Michael Myers, Halloween 6? Because that was a fucking weird one, and there's like multiple different like producers cuts and stuff that people try to get just because, like that one they really did try to do, but it wasn't like this one. Like again, this one it's like they were trying to do like a better version of what Halloween 6 tried to do in terms of like relating it back to the family and it being like a curse again, like the title Curse and all that other stuff. Like this felt like a better version or a better way of doing that idea.
Right. Right.
So essentially the plot of Halloween Ends is Corey is a messed up kid, mistreated by the entire town, and over the course of the movie, he actually starts to have interactions with Laurie Strode's granddaughter. Okay, and I forget her name, Ashley or something like that.
I forget her name. Fucking take 10 seconds.
Allie.
Forget Allison. Fucking Christ. It's like,
Yeah.
I forget. I don't know the name. It's like, then freaking look it up.
Yeah,
10
look it up,
goddamn
write
seconds.
it down, take notes. You know, that's what we have IMDb for. You
I
have
would
the
have to
character
say-
name and the actress name.
I will say this: at least Allie doesn't look like a child in this one. Like she's more grown up. She has a job. She looks like an adult now.
Uh-huh.
Yep, they did a good job to show that years had gone by and that like people are older and stuff.
She has a rundown Ford, but whatever.
Totally forgotten her name at this point. The granddaughter survived Halloween Kills, and now 4 years later, because it's supposed to be 2022 now, she's trying to get her life back together. You know, she's a medical assistant or nurse or doctor's assistant, and she has a career there, although it's kind of a dead-end career, and she's mad that she's not getting, promotions. And basically, she's an outcast. Everyone sees her, as the granddaughter of Laurie Strode, and Laurie Strode's the reason why the big.
She didn't get a job, Phil.
Yeah, she has a job. Unlike a certain beggar in a Sonic shirt.
Right.
Yeah.
A Japanese Sonic shirt.
back to
Wait,
having
is it? Oh,
to begin
shit.
with. So she's
And
kind
it
of
actually
like the
says
black
Sonic.
sheep.
Wow, good for him. He has a shirt in Japanese that actually says what it's supposed to. Congratulations, he did it.
I don't understand why he likes.
For the town. So basically, during the movie, her and Corey's paths cross and they get into a romantic relationship together. You know, they start to date, they start to go out and hang out at bars and parties and things like that. And they're two outcasts who kind of click. Now, I'm not going to spoil all of the events of the movie. There's a lot of messed up stuff that happens over the course of this film. But essentially what ends up happening is by the end of the movie, Corey snaps and loses his mind and wants to become a killer. Like, he wants to become the next Michael Myers. He's had enough
Paul.
of
He makes it sound like he woke up one day with like murder.
I mean, it is a little kind of more of a step by step. It's kind of more gradual, but yeah.
I mean, they were building up to it, like, you know, like the outcast and him with the accident and all that stuff. You know, it's not, you know, the kid was being a jackass or whatever he was, and the mom.
Horrible accident, yeah, like
the same thing. What happened to Michael with? Well, Michael murdered his.
It was different.
But this was
straight up said, "I'm going to kill my sister because she banged a dude," basically.
Right. This was just the, you know, like he's just more messed up and just evil consumed him, like someone we know.
Yeah.
Yep.
The curse of Phil Burnett.
Treating him like scum and dirt, and he basically says, "Enough! I want to burn it all down." Funny enough,
like
the
you,
granddaughter
Phil.
of Laurie kind of feels the same way, although I don't think she really wants to get to mass murder. But she also is very upset and has had it with Haddonfield, and she just kind of wants to leave while Corey wants to kill. Now, all along during this movie, there's other plot lines.
Kind of like
Laurie Strode's in
Bridgeport.
it. She's had a new life now. She's actually kind of trying to restart her life. She's trying to write like a memoir about the Michael Myers killings and starting her life over again. And there's other subplot lines. Other people
more like
who are
a
involved in the
diary.
trilogy as well are involved, like the
No,
cop
it's a memoir. It's meant to be for other people.
Yeah.
All right.
who was in the first one, got stabbed by the doctor, is now recovered. And now he's back as a character, basically trying to be like nice to Laurie and maybe even have a romantic relationship with her. So all these subplots are going on.
He seems so like, how dare she have a romantic relationship? How dare this person?
Yep.
All right.
As I just described, you might say, "Well, wait a minute. This is Halloween, right? Like, isn't Michael Myers in the movie?" Well,
yes.
That's kind of debatable, honestly, because he is in the movie, but he's actually one of the least seen, least influential characters in the entire film. All right,
And like
he's
maybe
barely
that
even in
was
it. You're led to believe if you can.
The dude's like 6 years old and evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been in hiding for 4 years.
And like that's kind of the point that maybe that they were trying to go for. You know, it's like, what if the horrible, awful stuff could still happen even without Michael and things like, again, my God, this motherfucker cannot grasp the idea of like thematic parts of like a story beyond the immediate literal thing in front of him. You know, it's
if
like, God.
If it ain't told to him exactly the way it's told, it goes over his head.
And not to say that it was handled, again, I agree, Raven, it wasn't handled perfectly or whatever, but like, he just doesn't fucking see it.
No.
So weird.
So
well, it's not weird as Phil.
Apparently, after the 2018 killing spree, when he killed half the town and Laurie Strode's daughter,
not half,
he went and lived in the sewer system for 4 years.
Speaking of half, pause. How long are we through this goddamn video? Wow, we are almost halfway through, and we have not even fucking started reviewing yet.
Also, this is a little blink and you missed it. They demolished his house.
Yeah.
They told you right up front. Myers' house demolished.
Yeah, it's in a blurb, but you know, a thing. But you blink, you missed it. They demolished his house.
So he couldn't go anywhere but the sewers, or like, where can he go?
Yeah.
Phil?
Yeah.
Dragging dead carcasses down into the sewer and feeding off of them slowly for 4 years, and this is where he's been, but he's hurt. He's really damaged from the time when the town beat him up. He's all damaged and disfigured and messed up, and he's not the whole killer he used to be. He's not fully superhuman anymore, which is why, essentially, during the course
he's
of the movie,
superhuman.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Just like you said, weakened.
Corey is able to visit him and almost take him on as almost like a mentor. There's a couple times when Corey takes on the role of a killer, and then all of a sudden Michael Myers shows up and also kills at the same time, and you're left to ask in your head, is this real? Like, is Michael Myers actually even in this movie, or is this all in Corey's head? It's actually an interesting plot because
Oh Lord.
you're led.
What
You're
the fuck
looking
are you
way
going?
too far into this.
And now we're gone into fucking like Twitter fucking movie conspiracy shit. It's all in their head the whole time.
No, he looked into Michael Myers' head and turned evil into his eyes, and Michael Myers saw what he saw,
Yeah.
and then they're like, all right, we got to come and bond. Like, he makes it sound like you have to talk to him, and it's like, hey, you want to go kill people and do this?
Yeah,
you didn't write him an
Michael's like, "You
email
cool
at
people,
Michael
kid."
Myers. You didn't write him a fucking email at michaelmyers@hotmail.com. The proper way to make a plan with somebody.
And also, he's conflicted because, the whole town is like, you did this and all that stuff. It's like, you would understand, but you don't.
No. He's got no empathy.
You're led
Just
to
like
think that maybe
Michael.
Corey's just nuts, and the whole Michael Myers plotline of him living in the sewer is fake. He's not
No,
real. It's the
Phil,
figment
who
of
the
his
fuck
imagination.
is thinking that? At no
Yeah.
point did I think this dude it's all a delusion in his brain. That's fucking... Oh.
No.
Wait till we
no.
get to the end of the movie.
And he's slowly absorbing the new Michael Myers persona of the town of Haddonfield, right? And in that regard, I think it actually serves as a really good psychological thriller. In fact, if this movie
I'm gonna
was a
cook.
standalone movie, and it wasn't
Yeah,
called
okay.
Halloween Ends, maybe it was called Halloween Resumes, or Halloween
Resumes.
Restarts, or Halloween
What kind of name is Resumes?
Resume.
Halloween resumes. That doesn't sound good. It
Resume. Wow.
resumes.
It will resume.
Revisited.
Halloween
I think it
pause,
actually
huh,
would have been
Phil?
a better movie.
Halloween pause.
Because
That's a good
It
fucking
really
title for
doesn't
film.
have many or any ties to the first two movies in the trilogy. It's very odd that they chose this as the final movie and the final plot line. As a standalone movie, I think
Oh,
I was
we
gonna
got
say-
bug eyes.
I was gonna say the whole point with Corey was to say that, not to we're already here, is evil changes shape at the end of, like, they leave little clues here, but you miss all the clues because you're a dipshit. But that's not the point. But yeah,
And
you don't
let's
pay
just-
attention.
Let's just appreciate this freeze. I
Yeah.
like this
Like-
freeze.
Just because Michael Myers was the original doesn't mean there's not going to be another. Not him. He is the original. There will be others like that later. Like, that's what they were really setting up. They're like, yeah, the original's dead, but, it changes shape. Like, that's what
Could
they're
be
trying
later.
to say. Is,
Or if this series, they left it at such a way that, like, I'm pretty sure the original, like, the core group of, like I said, like, Danny McBride kind of being involved in, like, the core kind of producers and, like, people who made this series are like, yeah, we're done with this. Maybe if Universal or whatever wants to continue it, then some other team might do it. But it's left in such a way that if this were the last one, then okay, we're done. And maybe there'll be another reboot or some shit. But for this series, it's done.
Or they can
Right.
make another Halloween with Jamie Jamison. Or that could be the killer.
Sure, another Jamie. Why not?
Yeah, or Jim Brown. Who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know. Like, it's
He's
up in the
editing.
air. Something else could happen in that town. Or they can go to New York.
Yeah. Michael Myers never went to New York. They should try that.
Yeah.
I think it's good. The acting is good. There's a lot of creepy scenes. The psychological thriller of seeing Corey turn slowly into like a deranged killer is fascinating to me. I actually enjoyed that. My problem is it's not Halloween restarts or Halloween rejuvenated. It's Halloween ends. So how does it end?
This motherfucker gonna be in a room at Universal. All right, guys, I got my idea for it's called Halloween Rejuvenated. Like
He wouldn't even be allowed past security.
fucking
No.
Halloween engagement resumes. Halloween back to prominence.
I have to spoil
Christ.
the ending to let you guys know because it's so
I
atrociously bad.
have
Are you
to.
ready?
Here we go.
Jesus.
At the end of the movie, Corey goes full-on serial killer, steals Michael Myers' mask from him in the sewers, and goes on a killing spree. He ends up killing tons of people in the town who he doesn't like.
How many people?
3-ish. Definitely the
Let's see. There's the
You
the
got
group.
yeah, you got the
There's,
boys. There was
so
at
that's
least
1, 2,
5.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Are we talking just
7.
Michael Myers himself?
No, we're talking Corey.
Corey.
Oh, Corey
I-
was like 6.
It's 8. 8
Yeah,
actually,
8
because you
Okay,
have
8.
that.
because you got that chick in the pool. You got that chick at the rich girl's dude's house.
Well, he's talking about after taking Michael Myers'
okay.
mask. You're
After
talking
the
about
mask,
solo.
yeah, about 6.
It's 8.
Yeah.
So you have the 4 people. You've got the 1 and 2 other people that he.
Mom and dad.
Yes.
I don't
okay,
really
fuck.
count the dad.
Mom and
'cause
dad.
technically,
Oh,
he didn't
yeah.
kill the dad.
What? But that one, maybe not, or maybe we'll fucking spoil it. I don't care. Whatever. It's 8. So you have mom, dad, the 4 kids, the radio station receptionist, and the radio station dude.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's 8.
Yeah, the radio station dude for reasons that he may or may not go over.
Yeah, for
Like,
urban
wrong
reasons.
him or wrong the granddaughter of Laurie Strode. Then in the big finale scene, all right, it's him versus Laurie. He goes after actual Laurie Strode, and Laurie fakes a suicide attempt to lure him to the house. He gets to the house, and then it was a trick. She was actually trying to lure him there all along.
It's a trick.
No, he was already at the house.
Oh, before
Yeah.
you start, look at that list of his mouth.
Dude, that is such stroke face right there.
Yeah.
Stop him because she knew that he was apparently
DSP
going to
him.
become a psycho or something like that. And they have a showdown and all of this. And, during the showdown, there's all this chaos and stuff going on. And eventually they stop him. Okay, great. So that should be the end of the movie. No, then Michael Myers shows up.
Yeah.
What?
No,
Why?
pause.
How?
Were you ginned out of your mind? He took his mask and beat him up in that hilarious scene.
Yeah. It was weird, I admit.
It
And it
was,
was
but
probably
it was
hilarious.
It was probably a long game thing with Michael. He was like, well, I'll let you have this after a fight. But yeah. They did show it. They did show him taking it.
It wasn't also this face right here. He's like, what?
funny. Like, he wasn't paying attention because he feels more powerful in the mask. So if he wants to kill Laurie Strode, he needs that mask.
Exactly.
Yes. He's an idiot.
Oh. Huh? It doesn't make any sense.
Michael could have followed him
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Sure he
and waited and
I mean-
see if he actually did the job.
or maybe he has.
They set that up pretty well. That's what happened.
Yeah,
feel
they
like
did.
anybody else
Because
could tell
it's
that.
like they make dumb idiots like him forget about Michael Myers for a minute.
I mean, it is his mask. You would think that it had some kind of psychological, even following it and figuring it out.
And
That's
even
kinda like
in the
the very
first movie
first
when
one,
he
remember-
escaped,
The doctors, but before the doctors like held it, it's like you feel it, don't you? Like, and he reacts kind of, and like he knows it's in the car and stuff. Like,
yeah, like he followed the mask.
That's a good point.
yeah.
He
So
literally is a non-entity for the movie. You think maybe the whole thing's fake. Maybe he never was in the sewers and it was a figment of Corey's imagination. Oh no, he
No.
was real.
No, he's real.
The hell are you talking about?
The whole movie. The very few scenes he was in, he was actually real. And now he chooses the time to show up and try to fight Laurie. So what ends up happening is it's Laurie and her granddaughter against Michael, and of course they win in a very gory ending. They basically chop him up, they slit his throat.
Thanks, Phil.
Wow. Okay, I knew you were going to spoil the movie, but like, you are totally spoiling the movie. Bruno hasn't seen it yet, and he's in the chat muted. Thank you.
Yeah, asshole.
Fucking bitch.
They slit the fuck out of him. He's bleeding everywhere. He's got to be dead, right? So that should be the end of the movie. They stopped Corey. He's dead. They murdered him in his tracks
Thanks, Phil.
Yeah, thank you.
when he was trying to kill Laurie, and then they kill Michael Myers as well. So great. It's all over, right? Well, that's not enough, because remember, Michael's tortured this town forever. And so they put Michael Myers' supposedly dead body, they tie it to the top of the car. All the cops...
Sorry, toss, please. They mosh pit him over to it.
A mosh pit is a verb now. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Or what is it called in the thing?
Well, crowd surf. It's crowd surf.
Yeah,
crowd
That is
surf.
the verb. That is what he wanted to say. The noun is a mosh pit, a group of people. And then to pass someone over them, over the top of all the people, that's crowd surfing.
Crowd surfed Michael Myers.
They mosh pitted Michael Myers.
The lead singer of
Like they were-
Hanabi was crowd surfing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's just...
They were playing fucking Slipknot, and they threw Michael Myers in the pit and started pushing him around. Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's
I
gonna
wouldn't do
spoil,
that.
that's all I'm gonna say about that. They literally crowd surfed Michael Myers.
Crowd surfing. Crowd surfing.
show
That
up,
was
and the cops
great.
are okay with this. They drive Michael to a car lot, and they crush his body in a compactor to make sure he can never come back. And that's the end of the movie, basically.
Wait, pause. Is that a compactor? I thought a compactor was the thing where you put a busted ass car and it like squishes it
That's
into a cube.
grinder.
No,
Yeah,
no.
or no?
Phil said
Am I wrong?
compactor.
Yeah, so I thought compactor was the thing that like squishes a busted up car until it's nothing but a cube.
Yeah, that's
You know
what
what I'm
I'm
saying?
thinking too. But
Yeah, so that thing is not like a grinder. I don't know if a grinder is what it's called. I don't think it's called a compactor.
I mean, that does not compact.
Shredder or something. Yeah, it shreds. It's the teeth. It's like the crank teeth turning thing. It shreds shit.
yeah.
It's over, he's super dead, and everyone can move on with their lives. And that's the end of Halloween Ends. And it's like, this is so weird.
Thanks.
Because if this movie were not Halloween Ends, I would really like the movie. If it didn't have Michael Myers in it, and the whole idea was there was someone new to become the new Michael.
I think if it was someone new, everyone would have hated this movie even more.
Exactly. That's what they learned with Halloween 3. You don't fucking make a Halloween movie without Michael fucking Myers.
Right, and also if it was you have to tie up what was this.
Exactly.
You can't just go like, okay, new character, where's Michael? Like, he's still, the boogeyman's still boogieing.
Yeah.
Yep.
In a sewer.
Myers,
Right.
and you see how the sickness had infected Haddonfield and could make someone new become mistreated in the misfit that then goes psycho and tries to kill people and becomes the new Michael. I think it would have been a great movie. The problem is it's called Halloween Ends, and they had to wedge in the end of a trilogy that this movie really doesn't seem to have relation to. They just wanted to make this the last movie of the trilogy, even though it seemed like
it's
it should have been
very
a fourth
different,
movie.
but it's still very
The fact that
related.
Michael just kind of shows up at the end and says, "Hi, I'm here. Let's now fight."
He doesn't
is
show up
weird
at
as
the
shit.
end.
Again, the fact that somehow we're led to believe he lived
Toss,
in the
please. He doesn't just show up at the end and go like, hi, where's the party?
Yeah. He shows up at the right time after Tyler dies. Not Tyler. What the?
Tyler, whoa. Hold on now. Hold on.
Fucking Raven.
I just want to say, whatever happens, I disavow. I disavow whatever GMillion says. I disavow.
There's not a character named Tyler,
Yeah,
but it's
I'm
Corey.
pretty fucked up right now. Okay.
I think
That's okay.
So after Corey dies, right? He comes in, gets his mask, and is like, "All right, guys, here I am. Let's go fucking kill some
Now,
bitches.
guys, I haven't killed anybody in a really long time. I've had really low support for killings, and I'm gonna need you guys to stand still so I can stab you. Sound good?
Doers for 4 years eating what? Rats and random people who he killed and dragged in there and no one knew.
I don't think he kills random people.
Probably
No,
not.
I don't think he eats rats. I think you don't need to
They
eat.
showed the rats and stuff. He needs like a little. So even the most evil needs
I
a
think
little.
I mean, if he kills the rat's gonna give him enough power to keep going. I don't think Michael Myers like yum food. Like he ain't going out. He ain't going out of the sewer. Go like, gonna kill some deer
right down the
today.
road. He was right down the road from that McDonald's. If he collected cans like the other dude, and like got some coins back and stuff, he could get some dollar menu on occasion.
Yeah.
Yes,
and,
Michael Myers.
And he wouldn't have to wear the mask, and no one would notice him.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?
Okay. Do you want that a medium or large? All right. I assume that's a large.
And he stabs it.
Yep.
Absolutely no
But
sense.
still
and it's a
drops the coins on the
pathetic
counter.
plot line, okay? It's weird because 85% of the movie is highly entertaining and a great thriller, and 15% of the movie, anything involving Michael Myers, is a laughable joke and super bad. So what happened?
Like you?
I almost feel like
You guys have anything to say?
It's not. He missed the whole thing like normal.
Yeah.
This looks like Phil in karate class, and it's the time where they put the little plywood thing in front and you chop it in half, and he's looking at his fucking coach like, "Is this how I do it?"
Yeah, and he misses and hits the stone.
DSP wants all these movies to like literally go like, please follow this line. If you don't, it's trash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wanted them to do
movies, and it
vivid.
was supposed to be all three movies took place on the same night, and it would all have ended. And somehow along the lines, it got scrapped.
I do agree with
Maybe
that.
because Halloween Kills didn't do well at the box office, or because people hated the plot of it, they decided to change it on the.
How do you know?
You
How
don't.
do you know? Did you look it up? Huh? Did
It
you
could
look
have.
up box office totals of this one and the last one?
Or
Huh?
just any industry stuff, like, because not to say that people like a lot of news around this stuff. I used to follow it a lot more closely, but like if you look into it, you could probably find people saying like, "Oh, this studio says that they're want to do this direction because like there's a lot of stuff you could do to fucking research this."
And also horror movies cost very little to make.
Yeah.
Comparatively,
you could
yes. Now
literally watch an interview.
These are still pretty big budget just because it's a major franchise, but yes, comparatively, much cheaper than others.
Like it probably cost them like what, 15 million, 20 million to make?
Probably.
Yeah.
You could
That sounds
literally
probably
watch
reasonable.
YouTube videos of like directors, producer interviews, and they'll tell
Yeah.
you all this shit.
Exactly. They're like, well, we wanted to do this, but like this and such and this happened, or like we had somebody else who was in the project and then there weren't anymore. Like, yeah, there's lots of information you can find.
Yeah.
If you, once
Big
again, if you care.
cinephiles watch that shit. That's why it's out there.
Yeah. But that takes effort.
I have absolutely no idea. But I think it should have been 3 movies on that night, seeing the end of Michael Myers, and then the 4th movie
I
should have
plan.
been.
agree,
Phil,
but
like-
but they ran out of time.
Yeah, or things happened that they couldn't make that work.
Or they just wanted to end the series.
Yeah.
the story of Corey, and the whole guessing game through the whole movie is Michael real or not? Did he really die, or is he living in the
There's
sewer?
no guessing game.
No, dude. They literally took his body and put him in the grinder.
It's pretty, like, for once, it is a very clear, okay, Halloween ends, really ends.
Yeah. It says it in the fucking credit. End.
Yep.
We're done. Lord, Jamie Lee Curtis is done. No, I'd rather do everything everywhere all at once. Now leave me alone.
Right.
The movie, you find out he was never real. It was all in Corey's mind, but luckily they stopped the new killer. That would have been a much better movie and a much better ending. But they fucked it up by making it the
Then what would happen to the real
Oh,
Michael
go
Myers then? Huh? You don't think about this shit,
You really don't.
cunt.
end of the trilogy and having Michael actually in it.
Michael is in it.
Let me put it this way.
Yep.
It's much better than Halloween Kills. It's actually
I personally don't think so, but you do you, boy.
I'm starting to get a little, just a little idea of maybe why he's doing these reviews. Maybe one of these pay pigs is like giving them behind the scenes support to summarize movies for them so they don't have to
Badly?
watch it badly. It could maybe somehow maybe it's
never know.
immediately it just kind of came
I
into
don't
my
know.
head.
I'm just gonna say this, Phil. If you're getting 200 views on this, something's not working, dum dum.
Like maybe this is a weird long roundabout. It's like another Patreon video for Slayer, you know what I mean? And it's just making it look like I just want to do movie reviews, but it's actually not. It's for like
He wants to
one
do-
person.
He wants to do movie reviews and get out of gaming so it can be even more lazier, but
Yeah.
you're not good at this.
It's not this. It's not this.
a good standalone movie if you don't care about it resolving the plot. But as a resolution to the trilogy, it's an atrociously bad movie. I can understand why so many people, when I watched Halloween Kills, said, you're going to hate Halloween Ends. Well, in truth, I don't hate
Who
Halloween
said
Ends.
this?
Yeah,
Was it
the fuck do
Michael
you talk
Myers
to?
in this mind?
it is another great frame here. Yeah, who the fuck do you talk to,
Yeah.
Phil? Like, come on.
And
You're
you
gonna
kind of
hate
like
this.
you kind of like said like, oh, if you like Halloween Kills, we don't know. You're like, oh, I don't know if you're gonna like. I don't know exactly what you said. I don't remember, but you said you might not like Halloween Ends. Am I right? Did you say
Right.
something like that, Karma?
Oh, did I? I don't know, but I think it is. I think it's what I've seen from other people who saw these movies. It kind of seemed like if you like the first one, you won't like the second, and you probably won't like the third.
Oh.
That seems to be like a common opinion among. If you just look at Google or
Here's-
whatever review
here's
aggregate
my-
shit, like stuff like that.
Here's my thing, how I see this. The line of events of the first one into ends, like I appreciate this movie. Like it did end in a way that I'm like, okay, cool, we got there. And I am okay how we got there. Is it perfect how we got there? No. But we
No.
got there.
Yeah. All right.
I don't feel it's a bad movie. I feel it's a bad ending to what they were trying to do with this
Not a
trilogy.
bad
But as
ending.
a standalone movie, if Mike
Not a bad ending. They ended it
There, yep.
where it could be open ended to a sequel or non-sequel.
Or it could stop.
I
If it wasn't
don't know
real,
what
it
kind of
would've been
ending
good,
he wanted, but
they
it's
fucked it all up. I don't
fine.
know what they were thinking with this. It almost seems like, remember the Star Wars reboots? The first movie seemed like it was going somewhere.
The
It did
first
go
movie
somewhere.
was pretty much a cut and paste of the Star Wars Episode
yeah,
4.
the first one was almost like a recap. It was like a recap / like trailer for the next ones, kind of. And yeah, it was like, okay, they used the same type of story and stuff as the original. And yeah, so the first one felt like a recap. The second one felt like, okay, once again, it's like we're trying something new. And whether or not people liked what that something new was is one thing. But it's like, all right, we're going to say, like, fuck it for the whole, like, no, we don't have to be related to anybody to be a special force person. It could be anybody. Oh, my God. And then the third one said, fuck it. Let's not do that. Let's play it safe and do the same bullshit again. And everyone's just a Skywalker and who fucking cares? And was ass.
All of a sudden, the second movie rushes plots, ends entire characters and plot lines willy-nilly. Like, what happened here? And then the third movie is like a big clustered mess, and it just sucks and no one likes it. that's kind of what it feels like happened with this trilogy too. They had an original idea, but somehow at some point they weren't able to make that idea go to culmination, and they had to change things on the fly.
Anything could have happened. It was COVID season.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that they started an entire. There's a reason that there's like a multiple year gap. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't mean that they just rushed into this and didn't do so. Like maybe they had to change the plans, but they still had a plan. You know what I mean?
We don't know because we didn't watch any behind the scenes.
I will say this.
And now I'm curious. Maybe I should.
If you look at Halloween 2018 and Kills as a long extended cut, a very long extended cut, like a 4-hour thing, it would make more sense leading into Ends because it's the same of that night.
Yeah,
and
true.
I told you after I watched the first one, I rented it and I watched all three in one sitting. I was like, I really want to see what happens.
I think that's the way they want you to do that. Like that would make more sense. So like, okay,
I certainly recommend it. I'll say that much. I think it'd be a great. Anyone has a night around Halloween and want to do that, watch all three of these. Fuck yeah.
Because it's such a continuation. You can't just go like one by because it threads the needle. And he's like, oh my god, they do this and they don't do this and they don't do that. Like you're watching them. You came into this going like, I hope they do this. And they don't. You're like, Matt, like, how dare they not do this?
Yeah, they didn't do what I wanted them to. Like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And it was pretty frustrating. And I will say this. I would say the acting in this is good. The writing in it is pretty good. There's still some issues with lighting. Certain scenes are...
It's your fucking shitty 6S, Phil. God damn it. And I'm watching on a phone, because that's the thing. I told you guys I don't have any thing that I can use to talk on Discord. So anytime I'm in voice, I'm always on mobile. So I was watching this stream. I was watching the movie on mobile, and it was fine. My phone's from fucking 2019. I could still see shit. Phil,
right?
Fuck off.
His phone's from 2015.
Absolutely no reason. Just like the other Halloween movies, why is there a scene where all of a sudden it gets super dark for no reason? It's very hard to see everything. Stupid.
Oh my god! It could also be your fucking fucking old man eyes, and he refuses to wear glasses. Possibly,
that is true.
Just a thought.
That's all fine.
And his phone is really not meant for video content like this. I don't think.
No.
It's just when it came with the newer phones, the screens got a lot better.
Also, with OLED, the blacks are perfect, and you can see like individual lines. Like his is like, like you got that. You know how sometimes you have those black levels and you can see the white in it?
Yeah, with an LED monitor, like you watch a movie. Like, let's just use DSP's cloth over there. If you have an LED monitor, you can still see some white in there because all the pixels are on.
Yep.
Right.
And you get a lot more bleed with LCD and LED than OLED and shit like that.
Yeah, with an OLED, it's black because the pixels are off.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's the best experience. He doesn't even have an HDR display. I'm pretty sure he'll get a lot better performance with an HDR display.
Right. The iPhone didn't have HDR until like 10,
I believe,
11?
with it.
Even if he was watching on the fucking TV again, because I had to ask, like, is that the same TV he fucking moved in with? Because that's
no.
Oh, it's not.
He had a TCL that broke.
Oh,
okay.
no, not the one in his office, the one downstairs.
Oh no, that he ain't watching TV on there. Cat's fat ass is watching shit down there.
That's the Skyrim machine. I forgot.
Like, I don't know what the fuck he's doing watching these on his phone. I don't know why he doesn't want to watch.
Watch a movie with your wife.
Or,
I don't like horror movies.
No, I don't know why he doesn't watch it on the Sony upstairs in the office, and he's so weird.
Yeah, Sony upstairs in the office with the lights off.
Yep. Wouldn't be that hard.
But overall, I did enjoy it more than Halloween Kills. I would say again, if it didn't have the Michael Myers stuff in it, it probably would have been as good as the Halloween 2018 movie.
Oh,
Overall,
shut
what did
up,
I think
Phil.
about the trilogy? It's not terrible. It's not. A lot of people say, "Oh, this is what ruined Halloween, and this is why now they're shopping the rights around for Halloween to another company to make more movies." I don't think this is an atrociously bad trilogy, and certainly it was a way to get people interested in Michael Myers' the character again after him being redone and ruined with all those insane amount of horrible sequels.
Possibly, it doesn't seem like this is like a definitive end to like the original 2.
The reboot
original one,
two,
even.
or
Or
the
Or
in
the
this
original?
1 or
one-
2.
Yeah, in this one, it's like, because at first I was confused too, because at first I was like, oh, only the first, night, as in Halloween 1 and 2, like the hospitals are like, no, even Halloween 2 didn't happen. It's only the original. Was supposed to be like the only thing that happened before this new series.
And this is like the 40-year. This is the 40-year
Yeah.
timeline, as they
the
call it.
40-year gap.
Yeah, the 40-year timeline. As DSP will not know that because I actually watched a synopsis of this.
Wow, crazy. Wait, I think I saw that like on your stream or something.
Yeah.
It was one of the things. What is
Yeah.
it, like the complete Halloween timeline or something?
Yeah, I just just to make sure that I'm crossing my dots and crossing my T's, not like this dipshit.
Man, I should look into that. Tell me
Yeah.
later what channel that is.
Yeah, it's
I'm
really good. I mean, I didn't watch the end of this because I'm like, I want to know what happened. I don't want it to be spoiled up to the
Yeah.
end of this. So
Not like Phil. I have to spoil the movie.
like it threads the needle quite nicely, but he's like, oh my god, they didn't do it. It's like they were trying to bridge a gap between that original movie. He gets caught, and then he's gone for 40 years, and now like that.
It's fighting Busta Rhymes hand to hand and shit. I mean, come on.
Oh my
But at
god,
the
let's
same
make fun of
time, it
Resurrection
definitely
again. Ha
wasn't
ha
what it should have
ha.
been. They
Fuck
really
off.
went off the rails. They lost the plot at some point. There's literally a middle movie that never should have been made and has no enjoyable
You should
scenes
watch
besides
Halloween
maybe one
Resurrection.
gory kill.
That one is
It's
goofy.
just a big
It's fun.
convoluted mess. Again, much like the recent Star Wars trilogy, it feels like they screwed it up. I don't know what happened here. I don't really know what the
Nah,
story is
man.
behind the scenes
No.
or if it'll ever
This
be
is better than
As a-
Star
happened,
Wars.
but
Also,
it's a
as
sad
like
fact that
somebody
this should have been a
when I was
trilogy
young
of movies
enough, like
all
I
on one
watched
night,
Star
and then the
Wars enough
plot of
times
this
to
movie should have
fucking
been its own
memorize it.
standalone, and it would have been much better. I would
The
have loved
newest
it.
Star
But
Wars
instead,
is like
Sorry,
they
pause
fucked
a
it all
second.
up.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
When you put this against the original Star Wars, there's a reason why Star Wars holds up to any generation, Phil. This movie would not stand up to any generation unless you're a horror fan.
I
Right.
think he was talking about the new Star Wars.
Yeah, the newest. Yeah, the sequel
Even
to
that,
the 70s.
even that would not hold up to this. This is more for like horror people. Like this is not that deep, Phil.
No.
But whatever.
So Halloween ends. I'm glad this
not
trilogy
even
is
close.
over. Quite frankly, I would never like. I'll be honest. Let's get Laurie Strode out of here. If they do bring back Halloween, let's have it be something different. You could always have another killer, or even
I'd
Michael
be with
Myers.
Allie.
Just do a different plot. Enough with the Laurie Strode plotline and rebooting it for the millionth time. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis is getting up there in age. I'm pretty sure she's done with this shit. Let's get something different going at this point.
Yeah, she was in a better movie and got an Oscar.
Yeah.
Wait, did she win?
She won an Oscar and Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh hell yeah! I knew it was nomination. I didn't know. She
Hey,
won.
I mean,
That's cool.
Jamie Lee Curtis had a resurgence. They were just topping off the end of her storyline in this movie.
Exactly.
You couldn't have this movie without her. Sorry, Phil. Fuck you.
For this series.
And I do still like the Halloween movies in general. It's sad that the trilogy didn't go very well, in my opinion. But at the same time, I have
your
hope that maybe
opinion.
sometime they'll reinvent this series and it'll be better. But this trilogy was not it. Man, the second movie sucked, and the third movie
Or
lost
they
its
could
way.
just not.
Can't
And like
really
you could just
strongly
watch the originals.
Yeah.
And like this is my biggest fucking gripe. I mean, Phil is doing it here, but like other people do it too. No, they should do it again. It's like we always have the original Star Wars movies. We always have the original. Like you can watch them when the fuck ever.
Yeah.
Like we don't have to. There must be a sequel, and it must blah blah blah. Like
Let
fuck off. Just watch the old ones that you like. They're
things
right
die.
there. Yeah, it dies tonight.
For real.
Recommend it,
Feel like-
but if you take
Not
this
a big
movie
deal.
on its own face value and you watch it as a psychological thriller, I think it's a better movie. All right,
Don't
folks,
tell me how
that
to
is
watch
it for my
things.
review of the Halloween
Fuck
trilogy
off.
and Halloween Ends in particular. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, by all means,
It's not
now
that-
that the whole
you
plot is
know,
revealed, leave
man.
comments
No, let him cook.
on
We'll,
this video and let me know
wrap
what
it
you
up when we're
thought
done.
about not only the movie series in general, but also what you thought about my reviewing of the trilogy. All right, guys, thank you so very much for your time and for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and here's to more reviews in the future. Thanks for watching. See you then.
Let me give you a nice profile. Oh, wow.
This
Good for
sucks.
you.
He sucks.
Yeah.
He makes it sound like he's going on a cruise or something. He's like, I hope you enjoyed this. We don't like your reviews, and you don't want our opinions.
Especially
this is why
this one.
This sucked. You suck.
Yeah. Any last words before I go? I feel like
I know.
have enough
He
either.
just. I hate.
That's cool.
I hate his reviews. I hate how he did this. And if you watch it like a psychological horror, it's like it's a horror film, Phil. And if you did watch something that's more shallow than a fucking kiddie pool, it would go over your head.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It does it pretty well. Again, it just reveals how little he gives a shit while somehow trying to convince us he gives a shit. And I just don't
doesn't.
get why. I just don't get why.
It's whatever. Like, keep making this shitty content so we can laugh at it.
Yep.
At this point, it's gonna be shit. I can't wait for his Renfield one, and I'm gonna watch The Shining at some point so I can get ready for Doctor Sleep.
Oh, he's gonna watch Doctor Sleep?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what he
eventually.
says.
Okay.
He didn't give his movie review schedule, so we don't know his next movie review. So,
I see.
please
Whatever the fuck
like
he
the
said.
video.
Hey guys, here it is. Boop. Like just random.
Please
Mr.
leave a
Consistency.
comment and subscribe to the channel.
Mhm.
DSP's a bitch. He's a cunt. He's gay. And any last words?
He sucks.
My hope for the next DSP movie, DSP ends.
There we go. Yeah, DSP
Soon.
ends, and I'm gonna end. Bye.